Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to RSF1's Tier 4 division. Coming to you live, we have 4 races to go, including tonight. It's the USA Grand Prix. Title fight is the only tier, actually, in RSF1 that is still up for grabs in the drivers and constructors. So a lot to look forward to. Cannot be decided tonight, but another chapter can be written. My name is RSF1 Brundle, and I'm joined, as ever. I say as ever, this is the third time now we're paired together. But a wonderful pairing it is. And it's Bamba Vikings. So, good evening, Bamba.
Yeah, hello everyone. Thanks very much, Bruno. Glad to be here for my third time.
Yeah, and you've had 2 interesting races as you're as you dip your waters into the commentating community. Japan obviously last week, and then Mexico. Where do we start with Mexico? 2 very good races, but how are you finding F4 at the moment? Obviously you race in F1 yourself. Obviously F4 a bit lower pace, but the racing is still good. There's still drama. It's unpredictable, isn't it? And that's why we love it.
Yeah, it's very good so far. They've been really nice, and they haven't made it difficult to talk about. There's a lot of things to talk about and commentate on. And as you said, even though there is a pace difference between tiers, when you're watching from the streaming box and the spectating position, they still look like they're going really fast, and it doesn't feel like they're a lower tier. It just feels like some guys are racing and having a nice battle on the track, which is what we've been blessed with for the past 2 weeks.
Of course, yes. And also, the difference is probably, it's the RS management, race strategies, and really that's the only thing that's different to be here. But this is a very competitive tier, and as we will talk about in the championship in a couple of moments, you've got at least half of the grid, probably more, that can win a race on their day, Amber, isn't it? And that's what makes this really interesting, because obviously you got the title protagonists now, and we know who they are, and they're there because they're consistent. But winning races is what they want is now proving more difficult, because more and more people are now putting their name into the hat.
Yeah, definitely. Tigisaurus looked like he was on a roll. Yeah, the last 2 weeks have been dominated by Quaker Road, so shows there's a lot of talent throughout the field, and a lot of drivers can win. And especially with the form from Junior, getting some great podiums and also his first pole position.
Yeah, as you say, Quaker Road's recently joined us, now 5 or 6 races in. He's now a full-time driver. He's now a full-time Haas driver, because he was McLaren 2 weeks ago, been floating around in the free market. Haas have signed him up, and they have signed up a really good driver. I'm really looking forward to what he can do in these last 3 races. He's obviously already picked up 2 wins. He's really helping that team now. I'd say the other one is his teammate Junior, who obviously since joining F4 a few months ago was lacking in the confidence. He's now brought it back up again. He's now consistently top 5. Last 3 races, I reckon if they were dry and no shenanigans at all, I reckon he would have a good chance of winning. Hasn't had that yet. I still think he can win a race from now to the end. Would you necessarily agree with that?
Yeah, definitely. I believe, as you said, he probably would have had a great chance of winning if it was dry. He seems to struggle in the heavy wet conditions, and the past 2 races have been wet conditions, so interchangeable conditions. But as soon as he gets into the drying track, he's extremely fast, and arguably probably the fastest on the track. So I wouldn't be surprised if he did pick up a win in between now and the end of the season. He's still got 4 races to go, so big chances.
Yeah. Now we've got some time. We are, just to let you guys know, obviously we are in the lobby waiting. We are waiting on one particular driver, Junior actually, we're waiting on, and maybe a couple of others, so we're just waiting for them. They've already said they'll be a few minutes late, and that's basically the rule. We are meant to go at 8, but if someone has said, oh, I'm just going to be a few minutes, we are fine waiting. So that's always been the rule. But we got some time, so let's talk about the championship table going into this. So Digisaurus leads the championship. He's on 197 points, but the people behind him, the people challenging him for the title, especially his teammate McCracken in the Alpha, McCracken is here tonight. I was just checking. Have beaten him in the last 3 races. So his lead at the top, his comfort zone, is slowly closing, but it is closing. And obviously for the guys behind, they still need to catch him. Still need to beat him a couple of times to take the title from him. So Digisaurus is on 197. 20 points back is McCracken, 177. Beat Digisaurus last week in Mexico. So obviously he, coming forward into this race, has the more momentum than Digisaurus, and obviously Tig had a race to forget in Japan as well. Momentum is a big thing, Bamber, isn't it? So obviously between them two, you would pick McCracken, but momentum is a good thing, but it can very easily change.
Yeah, definitely. On one hand, if you've lost momentum, you can try too hard and you can make mistakes. And then on the other hand, equally, if you have the momentum, you can get comfortable and then again make more mistakes. So it'll be good to see how McCracken deals with his momentum rise and how Tig deals with the lack of momentum he's had after the last couple of races. So
yeah, so obviously the scenario there is if McCracken wins and Digisaurus gets no points, McCracken can take the lead on the championship going into Brazil after tonight. Then you have the guys behind. You've got Primus Gaming, 164, Raikkonen 155, Alco 142. Now these three, Primus and Alco, did not race in Mexico, and in fact Primus has not scored points for the last couple of races. Which is a bit of a surprise. Obviously this didn't seem connected with Japan 2 weeks ago, didn't race in Mexico for reasons, and that's fine. But for these three, Primus, Raikkonen and Alco, they need huge races, huge races. One of them needs to win, with Tig out of the top 4 into the top 5 to stand a chance. Can be possible, because of course, let's not forget, we still have Monaco as our finale, and obviously we all know anything can happen in that race. So yeah, if they win with a chance come Monaco, you can still count them. But yeah, big race for both Red Bulls, Bama, tonight, isn't it? Especially with the constructors as well. Obviously Alpha took advantage of their, I think they got 4 points in Japan, Red Bull, and then no points in Mexico. So Alpha took advantage. Big race for Red Bull tonight. They need to really take the fight to them.
Just missing the last race for both of them was just hindered their chance at winning the constructors. Even though it's still not over, it puts them on the back foot. But I don't doubt anybody in this league to not perform, and I'll keep an open mind to who can get up there really.
Yep. So yeah, they're still within a shot, and yeah, so but they need big races obviously in these last 4 races to go. 6th place is Timmer on 123. He still mathematically has a chance of a title. He is 74 points back from Digisaurus. But realistically, he needs to win the remaining races and hope Digisaurus has a nightmare in all of them, as does McCracken as well. So realistically, not in the fight, but the fact that he's in the fight, Timmer, for me personally, obviously last season I saw him, or last time I saw him race, wasn't a league week, was in a previous league, and in that league, with the same more or less people, a few new ones obviously, but the more or less people at the same pace, he was lower end of points. Now he's really, obviously, he's grown wiser about his race, he's more consistent. So the fact that he's in the championship fight, 4 races to go, really good for me. But again, he's still there. He has a chance of 3rd. Obviously, if he has a good couple of races and the Red Bulls continue to struggle as well as Raikkonen, so he's there. Junior is 7th on 84 points, out of the title race, but can very much climb up through the field if his good form continues. Then behind him is his teammate Quaker Oats, and obviously his wins lately have propped him up the table. 9th is Blazer Guns on 67, and then rounding out the top 10 is Alonso on 57. Constructors, it's realistically a 2.2 horse race between Alpha and Red Bull. So Alpha on 374, Red Bull 306. Alpha cannot win it tonight, because I worked it out. They cannot win tonight, but if Alpha get a 1-2 with a fastest lap, and Red Bull get 3rd and 4th, with that scenario, it's Alpha's to lose in Brazil. They can wrap it up in Brazil if that scenario brings itself. McLaren are 3rd and need basically a 1-2 from now to the end of the season in every race to stand a chance to take it away from Alpha. So they're out of it. But McLaren's test really is to hold on to 3rd, because there's 90 points from McLaren in 3rd to Williams in 8th. And all teams in between, you got Racing Point, Renault, Haas, Ferrari and Williams, all are very, very capable of getting that 3rd spot. It's a huge fight for that. And then you got Mercedes and Toro Rosso fighting it out between who will not finish 10th place, basically. But yeah, a lot of stories. But we are finally in the session, Bamber. 16 have turned up. Junior has arrived. So eliminated one person in Q1. So away they go. And a slightly overcast, is that? Q1 session now?
Yeah, it looks a bit gloomy. Maybe the first sector might brighten up into the second and third.
Sunlight is very much there though as well, and what people have been saying with the sunlight, especially last corner, is very difficult to see the apex into that corner, can be very tricky to do. There is Primus Gaming in the Red Bull. As I said, big race for him. He just changed the colour of his helmet there. It looks a very interesting design there.
Looks really nice. Very reminiscent of Daniel Ricciardo's.
Yeah, it's multicoloured and everything. Yeah, big race for him. Because obviously before, I think around Singapore time, 3 or 4 races ago, he was with Tijosaurus. You know, they were less than 10 points apart. And lately, obviously, you had that race in Japan, wasn't with it. And then, actually, even Singapore, of course, he qualified 16th, didn't get through to Q2, which is a rarity for him. So, pressured race, but I think he is capable of bringing it back. One thing I am seeing is strategy already, because Mr. Junior is on the hard tyres, Bamber. Interesting call.
Yeah, we saw this
Saving
last
tyres?
night. Yeah, that's what I was going to say. We saw this last night in F1, and I think maybe it's just to get a feel for the track or set a few laps on them. I know he's going to try get in to Q2 with them.
Yeah, and you would think, obviously, his pace and his form, you'd expect him to be comfortably through to Q2. So yeah, I think it's, as you say, it's just getting warm. It's got to be careful though, because every time we've seen people test out these hard tyres in Q1, they're pushing them too hard too early. And well, a few people have actually crashed on them, so he's got to be careful with them as he begins his lap. So, couple in practice, Bambo, and obviously I have taken time trial times into the equation as well, but practice torque, Junior's very quick around here. Again, showed his form and his pace lately. He's looking good, but another one as well is this guy, Alonso, in the Ferrari. He's only 3/10 off of me, in time trial, and I put everything into that lap. So yeah, Alonso looks very good. Needs to get some solid points back under his belt. But yeah, a few there. Quake Roach looks strong again. So what we'll see is whoever hooks it up, really. Right, and as I say that, Quake Roach goes there, 33.2.
Big gap to second place.
Yeah, what times are we expecting for these guys around here, do you reckon? Probably say mid 32 for pole, I reckon.
Yeah, I agree with you there. 32.6 maybe, yeah.
We're obviously just looking at who's to go through into Q2. Only one person eliminated. Raikkonen into third, a 33.6. Splits the Alphas.
Yeah, so Junior is completing a lap on those hard tires with the cross line now. See where he goes. Yeah, 35.4. Expected.
Right. Another big race for Alco as well. Big race for both Red Bulls. Another person that's quick around here is Rebster in the Racing Point. Again, that's his qualifying pace though. Race pace, obviously, we will see what he does as McLaren in the first sector gets well out of the way. And obviously I'm expecting big things from this race, Bamba, because this track is very wide. Oh, McCracken already feels safe.
Already, yeah.
Actually, should be though. But yeah,
some confidence.
Yeah, this track is very, very wide. Encourages overtakes plentiful. There's overtaking opportunities almost every corner. Well, not every corner, but every sector has a big opportunity to overtake her. And obviously, the races that we've seen already, high expectations for this race, Bam. I reckon we're going to see a lot of action.
Yeah, the track is very... as Junior nearly loses it on those hard tires for the triple right-hander, or quadruple right-hander, I suppose.
Yeah, I saw that on board of Rebster there.
It's a really nice track for overtaking, and you can take multiple lines into certain corners because there's a lot of double left-handers, double right-handers, and of course that really long right-hander. And it's more about momentum and you can get switch box really easily. And as we've seen from last night's race and the other races during the week, there's definitely a lot of action to come.
There's also a lot of these corners, like turn 1, obviously that big uphill left-hander, as Alka Saints has got a little bit of slipstream from Primus, and actually goes fastest in the session by a 10th over Quaker. A little bit of slipstream help from Primus there. And Primus himself goes a little bit safer.
Dude Eagles in the gravel there during the S's. Looks like he spun it.
Yeah, a lot of these, because of how wide the track is on entrance and exit to pretty much every overtaking opportunity, and there's a lot of instances where you think you've got the move done if you lunge up on the inside, but then you've got the switchback on the exit of the corner, so it's you see a lot of side-by-side action, or at least I hope to see it. I pretty much expect these guys to provide a few of those moments. As Rebster makes it round the triple apex right-hander there in the final sector, and you can see with the sunlight in the last corner, it's not as bad as I've seen it. I mean, on Sunday it's ridiculous. But he's about to cross the line into the 34, goes to 5th.
Nice lap.
Fastest for Rebster. Although, saying that, there's 6/10 separating Rebster in 5th to Timonique now in 11th. So very close in that midfield. Raikkonen up to 3rd, joins the 33 club there. Evening to those in the chat. Evening to Easton, it's just said hello. Unity Hush. S01 for Stappen. So evening to you guys. Obviously put your messages in. 10 viewers so far, but I'm sure that will pump up once the race starts. It normally does. Once qualifying is done. But thank you for joining us once again. Hopefully you can provide the action. And obviously any engineers, if you could do us a little weather report would be very nice. Thank you all.
It'll be interesting to see if Primus can get ground on his teammate, because he's done 3 laps on soft and still a second behind his teammate Alco Saints P1.
Timmer and Scotsman the only ones yet to set a time. Scotsman is on a lap at the moment through the middle sector. Timmer's on an out lap. Here comes Scotsman. Scotsman got a point last time out in Mexico. Yeah, it was another thing we need to talk about actually, last week's race. But he's just about to finish his lap now into the final sector. And gets into... it's 35.3 invalid. Which, like Mexico Bamba, track limits is probably what we're going to be talking about towards the end of the race. Because, especially that first sector, it's same as Mexico, isn't it? But in a different sector now, those S section.
Yeah, and they're a lot faster because, honestly, you don't even have to brake until maybe where Scotsman's coming up to now. The uphill right-hander, because it's quite a flowing track, and it's really easy to run wide, get off the line with 1 tires and pick up an invalidation in qualifying, or of course penalty in the race. But hopefully it doesn't dominate the result in the race, because we always like to see the best drivers finish where they deserve to finish.
Of course, yeah. It is so satisfying in that first sector when you get it right.
Yeah. It's
just so brilliant when you string all those corners. Can, I think, make or break a lap around here, is that correct in saying?
Yeah, definitely. Like, you can be really, really good through the second sector, and which is basically 3 corners, and then the final sector, which is quite windy. But if you lose a few tenths in the first sector, you're not going to make it back up, because all the damage is done, and also it overheats your tires, especially if you like slide or get offline. It's really hard to recover.
Scotsman finishing another lap. Is this one valid? It is. Goes just another 10th behind his teammate Rebster into 8th place, so it could be safe with that. Timmer goes only 14th with a 34.8, gets him safe for now. Unfortunately, it's the orphan in the Toro Rosso. That is the only person to be retiring knocked out at this point, but he goes in for another set of tyres. He still has time to improve. Junior still in the hard tyres, but he set a 34.5 on those hard tyres, which is actually quite impressive considering. Good evening to Primus, or official Primus Gaming in the chat. You of all people should know you're concentrating on your race, my friend. Or you're meant to be. You have a title to... I'm obviously neutral. But you have a title to try and win Primus. Come on, focus.
He seems pretty confident. He's retired down in 7th there. Same with Rebster.
Yeah.
6th.
Yeah, gaps are very close. You've got 6th Rebster on a 34.1 to Timony 13th on a 34.7. And then above Rebster you've got those that are in the very exclusive 33 club. Nobody's in the ultra exclusive 32 club at the moment. But yeah, very close in the midfield, as it always is. Yeah, Primus, I know you've retired, and I get that, But again, you need to be thinking, you know, race strategies and stuff like that. Not
What's he
going
saying?
on about the. He's just saying he's retired. He's having his reasoning as to why he's in the chat now. It's because he's retired
Yeah.
and he's safe. Yeah, I get that. It's fine. Still need weather, by the way, guys. If anyone could tell me. Right, Flaming in the McLaren. I haven't seen Flaming for a while. I think actually this is the first time you've personally seen him, Bamba, in the McLaren.
I seem to remember.
33.4, nice up there.
That's really good. That's a really good lap.
Hmm.
And it moves times down one step, so never know.
Alonso's going for another lap through the S's. Couple of attempts down though. Rest out of tyres. ERS around here. I think like all tracks you need to manage it. But it's not obviously that major, but it's not one of those where you can stick it in hot lap and just keep on going round. I don't believe so. Is that the case, Bamba?
Yeah,
Tim has dropped it.
Oh,
That's a
the
triple apex right-hander there. And
lost a bit of his wing.
He'll be hard pushed to
Get back.
yeah, it'll be hard pushed to get back out in time. 2 minutes 32. Yeah, I think he's out of it. I think he's finished. So opportunity for Orphan as he's beginning his lap. Dry weekend, completely fully dry. Thank you, Primus.
Here we go. Thanks, Primus.
Orphan steady through the first sector, just under a tenth quicker. Again, there's two drivers obviously that have impressed me this season. One is Timmer, obviously for the way he's improved, and the other is Overcome Orphan. Because obviously Timmer, because he's the way he's improved, he's now more consistent, but Orphan, because he just sticks around.
Yeah,
he doesn't. He's never retired, and you get. And this ain't a dig to anybody watching that does, but you got people that are like, "Oh, I'm too slow," or they're complaining about someone who's too fast. But Orphan, right? His best result is in the race. I think is 6th, and that was in Baku when six people finished. His best qualifying is 10th. Yet he never complains.
Yeah.
Never complains once. He just gets on and does it. And just enjoys the racing. I just would love to speak to him at the end of the season. But he's about to finish his lap and it's invalid, but it's 35.7. Yeah. I just love to speak to him because I haven't spoken to him at all this season.
But yeah, as you said, like it must be really difficult to stay motivated. Like I dropped down to the back yesterday, and I was guilty of retiring as well. I just felt like there was no point, so I retired. And then, but looking at this guy, like if he decided to retire at the start of the race and back out because maybe he was behind, then he wouldn't pick up those 8 points. So you never know. I think he has that mentality. Like, you never know what might come down the line. So well done to him.
Dude Eagle, meantime, has gone 3rd, the exact same time as Flaming, so he's joining 33s. So, all looks very close to the top, as we expect. Definitely a few protagonists for pole position. Orphan is invalid this lap, I think, so unfortunately he will be eliminated in Q1, but yeah. Yeah, Primus has put it exactly right in the chat. He's been the most patient and consistent driver. He doesn't mind where he finishes. He just gets the car home no matter what. Yeah. Oh my goodness. Flaming. 32.7.
Wow.
End of the session, so
First
Drax rubbed it in, but yeah. Drax rubbed it in a little bit.
Quite a lot quicker than that. I think that's not even far off F1 pace, to be honest.
Yeah, it's not bad. Bad at all. That'll definitely send alarm bells to all the others there behind him, the Alco, Quaker, Raikkonen, and both Alphas. That will send alarm bells ringing. It's like, oh, there's another one.
Yeah.
That's the problem with for Primus, Raikkonen, and Alco. They need to win races really to catch Digisaurus and McCracken really. But that's the problem. You got the likes of Flaming, Quaker, Dude Eagle, Junior, all could win races because they got nothing to lose. They're out of the title fight. They're just going for pride and momentum going into next season. Oh, good. Timonique goes 8th quickest on a 33.9.
Just Scotsman.
Nice lap from him. And Scotsman improves there. So qualifying is done for Q1. And unfortunately we have lost Overcome Orphan, but good try there. Really hope next season he has a chance, because he's just proving race by race. There we go. Flaming at the end, putting his name into the hat of potential pole sitters there, Bamba. So far so good from our end. Looks very close and entertaining.
Yeah, it looks good. And not to forget, Quaker Oats wasn't the fastest in the sessions before the past 2 weeks, and yeah, he managed to win. So even though it's a big half-second gap to Flaming, doesn't tell the whole story, you know. So
I think the Alphas were a little bit conservative, as was Primus. Primus said in the chat he's definitely looking forward to tonight's race. Does like the track, so again, perfect opportunity to get himself back into the title fight. So here comes Q2. Now, strategy. What do you reckon these guys should do in terms of strategy, Bamba? Because 1 stop and 2 stop is quite similar, isn't it?
Yeah, like a few tracks on the calendar, it's both are viable. I think Mexico was pretty close as well. But I still think mediums to softs is probably the best bet, you know. Get the harder tire out the way and then fresh rubber at the end. Go for fast lap as well. So that will probably be the majority strat seen by most drivers in Q2.
Yeah, the only thing I would say with that's the strategy I used on Sunday. You need a fresh set of soft tyres.
Yeah.
So that requires no mucking about in qualifying. Saving the set of soft tyres fresh for the race to make it work. And even then, it was still slightly difficult for me because my last lap on those softs weren't very good at all. I'm not very good at tyre wear, so I think if you're not good at tyre wear and you want to just stay aggressive, 2 stop would probably be the way to go. But 1 stop, because this is the thing as well, overtaking is very easy to do around here. So fresh tyres would be advantage, but there. Alonso, the only one on hards, the only one on softs, Rebster and Scotsman, both racing points. Everyone else medium tyres.
That could be as well. Just want to see what. Yeah, Junior. I mean, that could be the case where when Junior got through to Q2 on the hard last in the previous session, he could probably have been saving soft tires for the race.
Yeah, interesting strategy from both racing points. Obviously, they want to get through to Q3. They want the track position, which, considering how turn 1 can be, and I'm not saying we're going to have an absolute pile-up of shenanigans into turn 1, but turn 1 this week has proved very challenging, to say the least, because it just encourages people to lunge up on the inside of how wide it is.
Oof. Yeah, Primus just been validated there, 3 S's. So that's his first run, the mediums round.
Yeah, and that's another thing as well. You do not want to do this in Q2, is invalid.
So did Tigosaurus.
A few laps.
Exact same corner.
Oh goodness. Keep an eye on Rebster in these soft tyres. Obviously needs to qualify very well in these. Doesn't want to take too much out of them if that's where he's starting.
Scott's
He's off a little bit through the S's. Yeah, take it from me personally, because obviously I'm known for it. Invalidating your lap on your race tyre on your first attempt really puts you off your stride, so you've got to make sure you don't do it. It's very easy to do because you're pressured, obviously. This is like Q3 in a way, because you want to nail that first lap.
Believe it or not, Quake Road's invalidated again as well.
Oh god.
For a second. S is catching out the top 3. Well, from last session, top 3.
Perhaps they're putting a solid lap together on these soft tyres actually, watching him. But yeah, I want to be looking for revs to like a low 33 probably to be safe. Maybe 32s even. A low 33 I think. Considering those on the mediums. 34.9 for Raikkonen. That's about what to expect from the medium tyres. A little bit deep in the last corner from Rev, so he's going to go comfortably fastest. 33.9.
Primus is invalidated again.
That's not what you need.
No.
But he's
this is
saving,
really tricky for these drivers.
He's saving ERS and fuel though, so that's the thing he should do. He's being about it calmly, so that's fine. How's Alonso doing on hard tyres though? Oof, again sticking out a bit.
Yeah.
Scotsman 33.1. Now that's...
Alonso's invalidated as well. Just keep checking the race director and it keeps popping up with new incidents. Quake Roads as well. He's invalidated and Flaming.
Oh my god, twice Quaker Roads.
And Flaming.
It's very easy to do.
It's definitely extremely easy to do because I think Steve was invalidated as well.
Oh my god. Yeah, so
Steve.
the time that Scotsman has done on their 33.1, I think that's going to be safe for him. Rebster might be a little bit nervous. 33.8 to mediums. Very nice. Alco's on it tonight. Alco is very much on it tonight. And I think he can relax with that.
Yeah. Everybody corner cut, and I wouldn't expect it to go down, especially if you run out of time and runs. If you count on the last run of the session, there's a lot more pressure and a lot more room for mistakes. Yeah, that's
see the
really
sunlight now on the back straight on board of McCracken. You can see the sunlight absolutely blinding now.
I'll use Orthophone Vettel's analogy. He said yesterday, it's like putting forks in your eyes.
Oh jeez. Oh, that's about right, I guess. Doing on mediums. Alonso's back in the pits.
Primus just received a slipstream in the back straight off his teammate.
See, now the problem with Primus is he's done now multiple laps on those tyres. So obviously not going to help him at the beginning of the race. This will be his third lap.
Yeah, he's 7/10 off Alco Saints' personal best, Sector 1. So I think he might be struggling here. See if he can pull out the bag.
Or did he cut that last corner as well?
He did.
He did.
That's the third time.
It's not what you want. It's not what you want. Now he's got a choice to make. Yeah.
And believe it or not, Quaker Oats and Tigosaurus have also been validated. So that's the third time each for Primus, Quaker Oats and Tigosaurus. Mad. Right,
so that now leaves Quaker and Primus stuck. They now have to start on the softs.
And Alco Saints, his teammate behind Primus.
Alco's safe though, Alco's fine.
Yeah. He's definitely safe.
Alonso on mediums, Tidge on mediums as well, yet to set a time. Junior's on a lap now, so... I thought I was the only famous corner cutting around here in RSF1. For other people as well. I think Junior's eased off as well. They're all doing it.
They're really struggling. They need to get on top of this because it's going to affect the race massively. Especially because barely any of them have a time on the board. Let me just check that. Yeah, Junior is also invalidated, so...
Oh, he was easing off a little bit. Yeah, Sunlight's very bad that last corner. But Tyrannosaurus is going to start his lap now.
One of the problems around this track is definitely that some of the corners are blind apexes. Turn 1, up the hill at the end of the S's, also the penultimate corner, so it's very easy to misjudge them because you can't see it and then run wide or cut the corner. That's just an aspect of the track.
Oh. End of Tyrannosaurus. The end of the S's there. Very swinging. That's the word I'm using. It's very difficult for those S's. You've got to be really comfortable and confident in your car is going to stick. Just throw the car into every apex. How's Junior getting on? Junior's starting another lap. Alonso as well, going for the S's. Yeah, I'm not sure. If we get that valid because very wide in the last bit.
So at the moment, Tidge is 3/10 down on Alco Saint this time after 2 sectors. Let's see what he can do.
Just needs to be safe though. Doesn't need to beat Alco at this point. I mean, Alco clearly is on it tonight, but he just needs to be safe. I mean, he can get ahead of Dude Eagle probably. Low 34.
It looks like a clean lap.
Yeah, low 34.
Yeah.
34-1.
That's good.
He's not that far off of Alco.
Nope. And his teammate just behind him, with 3/10 off.
Now Primus, who has now gone on to softs, if he can safely get himself through the Q3, that is step 1 of the Red Bull revival complete. They need to get through the Q3. Oh, Alonso! That's definitely cut. That penultimate corner. Yeah.
No. No violation.
Didn't?
No.
How was that?
Well,
I mean, he
Joe
goes.
did.
Quaker again.
Yeah, Quaker again. That's his 4th time.
Oh my god, that's like the 4th time.
Yeah, and Primus. Primus on the softs. He just invalidated.
Oh Jesus. They're on outlaps though.
Oh right.
On my screen.
Yeah.
They're on outlaps, so that's fine.
Yeah. That's probably why I thought it's that much. But Quaker haven't set a time either as time, so they want to get out there.
Raikkonen goes 4th on a 34-1, just ahead of Tyrannosaurus. So Raikkonen's doing a good job keeping Tyrannosaurus back. Now,
looks like half the field has switched to soft tires for the last one in Q2.
Yeah, Flaming, Timmer, Steve, all on soft tires. Dude Eagles now, he's not looking safe. Down to an 8th at the moment. Quake valid through the first part of the S's, so got a few more corners here. Well, looks pretty good actually. Yeah, he's keeping himself good.
25-1, that's better than... Oh...
Scotsman.
Yeah, 4/10 quicker than Scotsman actually.
Ooh. Rebs has retired on a 33.9. He's got, at the moment, a second advantage, but these times are going to come flooding in now. Junior... problem for Junior.
He's
I think he's invalid again.
So probably penultimate corner.
2.5 minutes to go. Right, so if he... Oh, but his fuel.
Interesting enough as well. I think this lap might... Yeah, this lap's invalid as well. Because he...
Oh, it's the
penultimate.
cut the last corner.
Yeah, or the last corner, so it's invalid both laps. That's terrible for him.
Quaker only second behind Scotsman.
Oh,
He lost a lot of time in that lap.
He lost 37.5. Oh, he's lost.
Maybe he doesn't want to...
He's lost 3/10 middle sector to Scotsman, and he's lost 3/10 in the final sector. So, doesn't look like a mistake.
33.5.
He should be safe with that.
Although, he could have been saving the tyres a little bit.
Yeah, true. I don't know if Junior's going to get in. He's on mediums. I don't think he's got enough fuel, so I think this might be it, unless he's trying to crawl around just to get to the line.
Yeah, look at his fuel light.
Yeah,
his fuel light is already on. Makes me think he doesn't have a lot left.
I think he's in. I don't know.
I mean, Timonique is the only person yet to set a time, and he's currently saving ERS. He's got plenty of time to get around again. Steve's on a lap. Tim is on a lap. Who's under pressure? McCracken's under pressure. 9th. Even Tijosaurus in 7th is not safe, and he's in the pits. As is Alonso, as is Raikkonen. They're not safe. They got half a second to Flaming.
Oh.
So Eagle's in the pits. Who's gone up?
He's Flaming.
Flaming? Yeah, Flaming second.
On a Quaker Roads.
Into the 32s again. Done 2 laps on them now. As is Flaming.
Into the wall. Yeah.
Oops.
Oh, I think he's dropped straight into the wall from turn 1.
Oh. I meant to do that. Right, so here's now the problem for Junior. Junior, what's going on with Junior? He's 2 corners away. He's out of fuel.
Yeah, he's out. Oh, unlucky.
Oh, Junior's
terrible.
14th. He could be worse if Timonique gets a lap.
Yeah.
Jesus. Steve's in the pits.
Again, Timonique is on.
Timmer. Here comes Timmer. Into 5th.
Well done.
5th for Timmer.
Good lap from him. Really good lap.
Junior's out.
Steve's done in 13th. Stuart Eagle.
Jeez.
The Kraken's on a lap. He's 2/10 up. Let's see if he can get into Q3. Knock Alonso out.
Right, so if Timonique and McCracken set laps, get into the top 10, Tid is out. And McCracken's he's into the 33s if he complete this lap. So it's all down to Timonique. And this is big for the champ. Well, Alonso's going to be out no matter what if McCracken finishes his lap. Can Timonique... I think Timonique is just going to be out of it. Yep. 13th. So McCracken's invalid. He's gone straight on last corner.
No.
Oh,
so that's him
goodness.
out. And Junior 15th. So it's been those corner cuts that started the session have really cost a lot of drivers there.
Wow. So Alonso scrapes through. Tidge probably is breathing a sigh of relief as well. But both Alvas were struggling. I mean, Tidge has gone through on the medium tyres, which for him, he's gone through on strategy, so he should be okay. But McCracken will start 11th, right in the middle of the pack, which is not the best place to be on the first corner.
Yeah, 15th, basically second to last, is he will not be happy with that at all.
No, Junior 15th.
I don't even think he got a representative time in either. Like, so that I think is the fact that he just didn't get to have a go.
Yeah, a load of stories through there. Rebster. I mean, let's look at the Rebster's times. This is the 4th time this season that Rebster's made it to Q3. So, gotta say congratulations to him there. Yeah. But Big story, or big two stories there. McCracken in 11th when his teammates got through to Q3. And Junior, who I know has the pace around here if you can hook it up, 15th. But do not, one thing is for certain, do not count either of them out. If they keep it clean on the first lap, keep out of incidents and stuff, keep their front wing intact, gotta keep an eye on them. Not what they want though. Right. Q3. So, who's your money on? If you can name any person on the spot, who would you say? You there, Bamba? Okay, I think your mic's gone if you're still speaking or can hear me, but I definitely cannot hear you at this point. Alright, guys in the chat, pole position predictions. Easton already saying Alco for Poke. I corrected yourself, pole. Oh, both McLarens. What on earth happened there? Raikkonen ahead of his teammate Flaming. Flaming just went off the grass to overtake him. That was interesting. Wow, okay. Oh, McCracken, his controller died. Wow, that's not a shred of luck he needs. Oof. Goodness me. Well, sort that out for the race, McCracken. Both teams there. Bambi, you there? Okay, for the moment I've lost Bamba. Who's alright. Right, who's going to be the first to set a lap? I think Flaming wanted trap position ahead of his teammate there. I think he's going to be one of the first to set a lap. That was definitely weird from him. Could have ended really badly. Now he's slowing everybody up. Was it Quaker Race? Actually, Quaker Race is beginning a lap, so let's ride on board with him up into turn 1. Steep hill rise into turn 1, clip from the apex and get the entrance. Turn 2, flat out right-handed wheel into the S section now. Left, right, and then the left, keeping the car in the track limits obviously. You can take a wide apex into this one, and then turn 5, this right-hand and an uphill, turn 6, and then turn 7, a little chicane, going to be very tricky because it's going uphill. Turn 8, meet flat out. Turn 9, overtaking opportunity into this hairpin. You've got to take a wide exit and clip the apex to get a good exit onto this final straight. Very key because you've got the long straight with the DRS up to 204 miles an hour. If you've got the aero, he hits 202 as he enters the braking zone. Into the apex, tightens up on the exit, and then this next sequence of corners very tight, very difficult onto the traction. Double right hand, and this double apex left hand, you've got to go wide and then take a very wide exit towards the apex. Encourages overtaking, but very, very tricky. And then this triple apex right hander, similar to the famous Istanbul turn 8, as he goes round the sky box, I call it. Runs back in a little bit squirrely on the ultimate corner into the final corner now. Sets a 32.8. He's been constantly hitting 32s all evening, and he hits another one, sets the bar. And it's beaten by Tigosaurus. 32.8 just ahead of Quaker Oats. Amber, right. Hang on, let me just send me a message. make sure he's okay, because I have lost him a little bit. Right, so sorry about that. Raikkonen goes third into the 33s. Primus is only fifth on a 33.6. He's a thousandth of Ed Timmer behind him there, so good from them. Flaming coming through. Saints starting a lap as well as he goes through the S section. Oh, way over the curbs though. Might have invalid his first attempt. Yeah, he's out the ERS and he has eased off, so that's his attempt done. So taking an interesting line into this corner, like the middle of the road. Yeah, nicely. Middle set to 4.3 for this. Take a wide exit into the apex. Gotta be very careful. The car wants to out there. Oh, there we are.
Hello, sorry about that. I had to, my headset died at that time because the right band is snapped. So.
Oh, Rebster. Sorry to cut across you there. Rebster got his turning all wrong. Penultimate corner went straight over the curb.
Oh, no.
And he's into the pit straight away.
Wow. Just checking the incident sheet.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of invalidated laps already.
Yeah, Alco invalidated his first attempt, so he's on a second one, although he's given slipstream to his teammate behind. You missed a very interesting moment there, Bamba, when the McLarens both came out. They came out line astern, and the Flaming overtook Raikkonen on the grass through turn 2.
So, do you think there's like a disagreement between them, or...?
Yeah, I was just saying it was so close it could have ended really badly if the communication wasn't there. Which I don't think it was. Alco Saints is definitely sacrificing his qualifying effort because Primus behind is going to get a very nice slipstream on the back straight. Sure, Primus will return the favour on the next lap, but definite slipstream advantage, or he's not getting out of the way. Oh no, now he is.
Even
So
quite
that's going to be... Okay, that worked. He's not improved his time though, as Primus, so...
So he's down, is he?
By less than a 10th for middle sector, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Now Alco has to sort of go again as well. Good triple right-hander from Primus. I'm starting to think that maybe race pace for Primus will be better. Let's see as he finishes his lap, improves to 33.5. Stays 5th though.
Look at that. It's not even a 10th off Primus's time. So he's doing really well up in 6th.
Yeah, he was a 1,000th behind Primus before Primus improved. So, noticed Quaker Oats has got a Stig helmet. Completely white. Apart from the black visor. Maybe he is, I don't know.
Yeah.
No one knows who the Stig is, apart from when, what was it, a few years ago?
Michael Schumacher, wasn't
it? Yeah, but I don't think it was.
No.
I don't think it was actually him all along.
I tell you, just kept replacing him, just some like I don't know, producer or something. They got to replace him. Yeah.
Could be anyone. Right, Quaker Oats.
He's in F1 now, so.
Quaker Oats. What can he achieve? He's obviously seen Tejosaurus beating him by like not in anything. And now he's got to go again. 3 minutes to go. Very early actually to go for another lap. But he'll have enough time if he's got fuel. Go again. Interesting tactic there through turn 1. He was in hot lap up to it, put it down to 0, then put it up to 3 again, which is high, out of the corner.
some ERS management in F4.
But it was so seamless. Like he has a
button mapped.
Yeah. Actually very clever. Straight into hot laps. Again, down to
1, yeah.
Yeah, and then back up again. Very good.
Looks like he's got a hang of it.
Yeah, he was up by barely anything in the first sector. So let's see second sector. Obviously on his first lap. No, that was in Q2. Oh, brakes!
Oh no.
That's the problem.
That'll hurt. Yeah, he's backed off.
Yeah, he's gone.
He was very angry at that. Look at him swerving.
I think he was trying to change ERS as he was braking, which is the only downside for when you're managing it on the fly as you go around. Rebster goes 5th on a 33.3. What a lap from Rebster. That was brilliant.
Really close to Raikkonen as well. Only 300s in it.
There's a hill way ahead of Primus, who nearly takes out Alco.
Yeah.
Oh.
He should really be given. Yeah, I think he's going to cut the Estes here to try to give Alco some slipstream. I'm sure though.
Well, the thing I'm thinking with Primus is he's come out of the pits with he's got barely any time to get round. He cannot dawdle on his outlap.
Yeah. Just seems like Alco's given Primus slipstream, but then he's not gotten any from Primus. Timmer up in 3rd. That's a brilliant lap from him.
Go on, Timmer. Only be flat. This is a really close qualifying session.
But they still haven't beat that 32.7 from Q1.
No. Flaming goes 3rd. 33.8. 32.8, sorry.
Looks to me on 4th.
Time's flying in. Interesting from Quaker, right? He is literally like a couple of seconds behind Tidge on the road. And he's challenging his pole position as well.
Oh no! I think both Racing Points have invalidated.
Yeah.
Yes,
who's that's gonna Alonso 33.3 sneaks ahead of his long-term rival Rebster.
This is the closest session so far.
I say interesting as well. Both Red Bulls 9th and 10th. Alco has 1 lap to set.
Primus as well.
Primus is on his lap as well.
They have fuel. Yeah, it looks like it.
There's got barely any ERS to get around this lap. Decent first sector though. Primus up on his personal best. It's big for both Red Bulls. Rebster's done, but what a great effort from Rebster. He's half a second. Was half a second. Tidge goes 32.1. Was half a second.
Wow, 32.1.
Tidge just smashed it.
And Raikkonen.
Absolutely smashed it. Oh, Raikkonen 32.5 gets in the front row.
He's slipping.
Gets on the front row.
Well, honestly, from Tidge, 32.1, that was brilliant. It looked like they were stuck in that stage of 32.8, and now he's just a monster.
Can you check Alco's time quickly? As he goes into the last sector, is he on the pole lap, or is he at least on the front row?
He's on PB at the moment. 10th down on Tidge for a sector. 10th down. Oh, 5/10ths down second sector, so doesn't look like a point.
He'll be struggling to get in the front row.
Yeah, and Primus is even slower than his
only.
teammate.
Primus 9th.
Wow.
So
that is tough.
The only positive really for both Red Bulls is they are ahead of McCracken, but that is the only positive because they could get nowhere near Tigesaurus. In fact, no one could. There. Tigesaurus takes his... How many poles is that? That is 5th pole of the season. The most this season can. Raikkonen will be on the front row with Quaker Oats and Flaming on the second row. Alco and Timmer, great qualifying from Timmer. I think that's one of his best grid positions. Scotsman in 7th, Alonso 8th, Primus 9th, Rebster in 10th. Okay. What do you think, Bamba? Few stories there.
Yeah, like junior 15th, McCracken in was it 11th or 12th or something, and then like Raikkonen up there near the top, and so it's a good shake up throughout the field. So that's always good, though. You know, a few grenades to shuffle it up isn't bad.
Nice. So all set and ready to go. So that's Tijosaurus' second pole in a row, because he was in pole last time out in Mexico. Different conditions completely to last race. It is a sunny day, not a single cloud in the sky. So at least these guys will be thankful for that. Don't have to go through the murky grey that was last week.
3 drivers at the top 5 are starting on mediums, so there's 4 at the top 10 are on mediums as well, so it's going to be a good strategy kind of battle here as well with the top 2 on mediums. So let's see if Quaker Oats and Fleming can get a good start off the grid, because usually on the softer tyres you get less wheel spin.
Yeah, this is a key race for the championship right here now. Obviously, Tid just qualified at the front. The race is obviously a totally different story. I've seen many a time Tid just qualified near the front and has had a spin on the first lap. Remember back to France, he was on the front row, spun out at turn 2 on the first lap. No points there. Obviously had Japan only 2 weeks ago. He was near the front, spun off on the S's. Can very easily change. Yeah, last week as well. So it's a very key race to the championship, because one would think if Tijosaurus wins this race, even it's that momentum, is then that belief. Because if Tijosaurus wins today, he obviously extends the gap, and then the others behind him will then start creeping into their mind, can we actually catch him? So for that, but say if Raikkonen wins and Tij has a bad race, McCracken has a bad race, Raikkonen's back in it. Same with Primus and Alco. So
what driver do you think Tej compares to the most in real life? Well known.
Tijosaurus. Seems to be a measured driver. Thing is with Tijosaurus, I'm yet to see a drive from the back.
Yeah.
Because he's always qualified in Q3. This is like what race is this? Like 18? And he's qualified in Q3 like 16 times. So I haven't really seen. Could have seen it in Japan, but again made another mistake as he was recovering. So I never got to see. So as long as he's leading, seems to be fine. So probably a Vettel, really, because I feel when Vettel's in front winning, that's when he's at his best.
Yeah.
But when he has to come through the pack, sometimes makes mistakes. Nothing against Tijosaurus, obviously. But no, he's just been the most consistent. That's why he's winning the championship. He's had the pole the most times. He's won the most times at this point. He's even got the most podiums. So logically can win the title and maybe should be winning the title, but he's had these races where he scored no points and his championship rivals have scored more. So here we go, formation lap to go. 28 laps around this.
Are you seeing the stick?
I see a floating head.
Yeah.
I see a floating head.
Stick.
He's standing up. He's standing. Oh no, it's gone now.
That's brilliant.
He was standing up. Right, take us through the grid.
Alright, so in P1 you have Tijosaurus on pole once again, dominating this the qualifying this season, a lot like Leclerc. Let's see if he can convert it into another win. Right behind him, Raikkonen with a great qualifying on the mediums as well. Behind him is Quaker Oats, looking really quick. He's got the best momentum after winning the last 2 races. He's on the soft, so the top soft runner. After him, it's the second McLaren, so a great qualifying for the McLaren. Let's see if they can get up there. Alco Saints, who's back after missing Japan, is in 5th. Behind him is Tim on the grid, after a little contact with Alonso in 8th. Scotsman in the first racing point is in 7th. Alonso is in 8th on the mediums, followed by Primus, who's also back first after Mexico. Webster with a really good qualifying to get into the top 10, followed by McCracken, which was a big shock that he got knocked out of Q2, but he's in a great position to capitalise on strategy, starting on brand new medium tyres. Huge Eagle in 12th on medium tyres in the Renault, followed by Timonique on medium tyres in the Toro Rosso. Dead Steve in 14th, and a big shock, Junior in the Haas on mediums, which is quite a shock because it looked like Junior and Quaker Oats had the best pairing on the grid, but McLaren have capitalised on Junior's misfortune, and they're in 2nd and 4th. And then to round out the grid in 16th, we have the very reliable and consistent Overcome Orphan. Let's see what he can do.
Thank you very much, Bamba. Obviously, Alonso and Timmer. That's the one thing about this game. If you get sent back to the grid, it really does affect you, doesn't it? The tyres just... You don't have that initial bite off the grid as you would normally do if the formation lap continued. Interesting. Oh no, Timmer's left the session.
Oh no.
Oh goodness me. I don't even have him on the... I think he should be fine. I think his car is still there. I don't have him on his account.
Still on the grid.
I have him on his account. Hopefully he will join back quickly, but we're all set, ready for this race. Can I get a good camera angle, please? Thank you very much. So we're here for round number 18 of the season. 5 red lights, and away we go for the American Grand Prix. And Raikkonen's had a good solid start up on the inside. No, it's Flaming. No, it's Flaming, I think. No, it was Raikkonen. I got confused between the two. Can we all go through turn 1 cleanly? I think so. A few cars going off, but we're all okay. Tidge keeps the lead ahead of Quaker Oats, but he's being challenged by... No, he gets swiped by Flaming. Quaker Oats is off. Where is he? Oh, he's spinning around wildly. Oh, just got swiped. And Webster as well, as probably had to come out and miss that. But both of them are off. So good qualifying from the pair of them has all gone away through that S section. I don't know, Flaming may be too optimistic, possibly. But he's already going to be challenging Tedosaurus on the back straight, maybe not close enough for a move. He's going to go have a look. He does not, but there we go. Scotsman up the inside of Primus, who's was up to 5th initially, and he's going to be down to 6th. Oh, what a shame. Quaker and Webster both qualified well, Bamba, but that first lap can be quite tight. I think it was good initially, just those two slight contact possibly with both of them.
Yeah, great start for Flaming off the line on those soft tyres. Looks like the McLaren boys have swapped qualifying positions, and it looked like, I don't know, 2 days ago to 1 in those S's. So we'll see after the race what the decision is though.
Scotsman cannot keep on track. McCracken has wing damage. I think he tapped the back of Alonso going into the last corner. Just got caught up by the break-in, and he's got front right wing damage already. So not a great start at all for him. A decent start, but that's the trouble for being this far back.
Junior already up into 11th. Great start from him.
So great stuff for Primus. Up to 5th place, exactly what he needed. Up 4 places in our opening lap. But he's struggling to keep Scotsman behind. Well, actually, Scotsman's fallen back to Alonso. But Kraken's really struggling with that damage behind, as Flaming is not letting Tedosaurus go. Interestingly, Quaker was the only one to pit, and actually Rebster got away with no damage there, but he's still a bit far back as Alco went wide. The end of the back straight, under pressure from Raikkonen.
Yeah, the medium runners of Alco needs to, and Raikkonen need to stay really close to Fleming here to capitalise on the strategy. Tijosaurus done a good job in first, which is what he needs for the championship.
Oh good, yeah. Alco and Scotsman actually very wide at certain corners. Junior has just made a way past Dude Eagle. Dude Eagle's got damage as well in his front right as Scotsman and Primus going up to turn 1. I can just see him. And Scotsman has got past Primus, so Primus is a little bit struggling this opening sector.
McCracken hits, wing change. On the
tires. Just to get damage out of the way, just damage limitation, but not what he needs. And he still needs to beat Tidge for the title.
Oh, Quakeros with a 3-second penalty still comes out with McCracken ahead of Quakeros with a terrible, terrible step for Quakeros. A long way back in 16th on less preferable tyres.
Yeah, Dude Eagle's struggling with that damage as well. Junior's up to 8th now. So from the back of the grid up to 8th in 2 laps.
That is such a start. It's exactly what he needs. Especially with his teammate down in 16th. Good start from
Taylor looks really...
Sorry. Good start from Overcome Morton. Up 4 positions to do well to hold off Rebster team at the moment.
Yep, up to 12. Very good, he's only 4 seconds behind his teammate. I'd say he looks the more racy at the moment as Tidge runs so far wide.
Really wide, yeah.
He was heading to Brazil, I think, for that corner. It's me. Yeah, Alco Saints. I was going to say, Alco Saints looks the more racy of the 3.
Yeah. Oh, Jesus,
got to be careful of Flaming though. Yeah, Alco's gapped Raikkonen in 4th now by about a second, so he's right on the back of these as Flaming again. Wow, that was 3 corners in a row. It's me.
He needs to really get on with this.
I think that's already 2 penalties he's got.
Yeah, he has, yeah.
And again! Okay, I know I'm bad, but I don't do that. Jeez.
And he has to get past these medium runners because if he doesn't, then he's going to be on the slower tyre later in the race.
Problem is for these guys as well, dirty air around here is so strong, especially for the S's. It's ridiculous, but can Flaming have a look? He's getting closer, closer, closer.
No, he's not late enough for the
Flaming.
brakes.
No. Primus is even defending from Alonso. Alonso's really putting Primus under pressure.
Bit much from Alco into Flaming. Yeah, Alonso, putting Primus on the sauce under pressure, so even though it's a good start from Primus, it's not great. Great position to be in.
Really think Alco needs to get past Flaming.
Rebster ahead of
on those soft. Yeah. I think Flaming did several laps on his soft tyres, so he seems to be struggling with this at the moment.
Looks like a good battle down in 10th, 9th, 10th and 11th. Between Toro Rosso, Mercedes and Renault. All on medium tyres.
Oh, what's happened? Flame's gone wide. Flame's gone wide. And Alco's through. So, Flame just missed time his brakes completely. And again cuts the corner. He needs to rein it in.
Oh, Alonso's out.
Flag.
Alonso's
no, Alonso. Oh, he's looking so strong. Careful, back onto the track. Yeah, you're right.
Wow, mediums.
Does he have damage? Don't think he does. No, he's alright. Oh, Rebster's off behind him. Oh, Rebster's spinning through the S's.
Oh no. He's
Flaming's
retired.
left the session.
Oh, he's left, sorry. My bad.
He's just left the session.
I wonder has Timmy got
He's
back
got a
in?
red X. I'm not sure. I can't invite him because he's not my friends list, neither with Flaming.
I think
Flaming's
he is.
dropping back now.
I'm not sure, it says he's racing. I'm not sure if that has any...
If the Kraken gets close, is whether he has a X over his name. Be ideal if Flaming is back in though.
Timmy all over the back of Steve here for 9th place.
Alco saying fastest lap. Actually, Alco saying looking at Tidge. Tidge moves across in the braking zone a little bit. Interesting there, but Alco not phased.
Very nice.
Not phased there. Nice move.
Very nice. Primus just on the back. Fleming here. Oh, Fleming moves over to the left. Cover up, but Primus has got him. Really nice move from Primus there.
Well, Flame's not there, is he? So.
Oh yeah, he's not there.
Yeah.
It looked like he made a
Yes.
human move to the left of the block, but that's just probably the AI,
isn't it?
Yeah.
This is not helping Junior with his race. Look, he's so slow through the corners.
Everyone picking for penalties now.
Timonique's in 8th at the moment. Orphan's in 11th.
Just on the verge of
Shout out
points
for
here.
points.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right, so the key thing for Alco now. Key thing for Alco now is whether he can start gapping Tigosaurus. Raikkonen's still there in 3rd.
Yeah, I don't think Tim is in.
Yeah, these 4 have pulled away from the rest. Oh, Tigosaurus time penalty. Okay. I don't think Alco has one yet. That may come back to haunt him there, but he's still keeping up the back of him. Can you maybe try and get Flaming and Timmer back?
Yeah.
Just search their game attack and see if you can. It's worth a try anyway.
Yeah. Definitely want to get it back in.
Yeah, so interesting thing here. Tigosaurus has not let Alco go. Alco, when he was behind Tidge, was very racy. Seemed to be the quicker of the two, but Tidge is not letting him go. But one thing I am seeing is Tidge has used up a lot of ERS. He's less than 10%. Compared to Alco's on 51, Raikkonen 54, even Scotsman behind is on 37. So Tidge is going to have to save a lot here, and he's not. He just kept it in mode 2. That's medium, I think. Yeah, so Tidge on a little bit of trouble now. As Junior's got past Primus. They're going side by side. Yeah, Primus really not got the place. Primus is trying to look again, but yeah.
And he's only...
I told you, keep an eye on him.
Let's check this. He's only 10.5 seconds off the leader. And he started basically last.
And he's now got clean air ahead of him. He's got 7 seconds more or less to the top 4. He can now get his head down and start going after them. This is still anyone's race of the top 4 currently. As Primus is in.
But no, I think Tim is offline, so I've sent him in, but it doesn't be
Might be
trying.
just complete internet. Hard ties for Primus.
He's getting held. It's not him getting held there.
If he has a penalty maybe, or be just a visual thing. Might have been a visual thing.
Yeah.
He now falls behind Orphan into 11th, but he now doesn't have to stop again. I'll come back to him. Junior is absolutely flying.
Let's see what the gap is to the leader.
Actually, maybe the gap to the leader is grown a bit, but he's definitely captured Scotsman. As Raikkonen goes for the dummy. Up on the inside of Tigosaurus. Oh, there's contact on the apex. Tigosaurus just keeps second.
Oh,
Raikkonen. It's because Tig is still having ERS problems. Still really low on it. Raikkonen looking to see. You can see Alco get away at the front. Maybe challenge him. Tigosaurus doesn't seem to have the pace at the moment to keep up with Alco.
See how they deal with traffic.
Yeah, Rebster in front.
But catch him during the S's.
I feel really sorry for Rebster.
Definitely. Great qualifying.
Yeah.
Overcome. Oh. Primus isn't pulling away exactly from Overcome or from. He's still in the DRS range. Yellow flag.
Well done, Rebster getting out of the way very nicely.
Oh, well done, yeah.
Yeah, Rebster getting through. Yeah, Junior's going to be on the back of Scotsman very, very quickly.
Oh, Primus overtaking Flaming.
Yeah, Flaming's not there still. Flaming's going to just drop back.
Oh,
yeah.
Keep reminding me because it keeps forgetting.
Raikkonen on the back of Tidge. Gonna have DRS now. The front line speed! Here he goes!
Won again, same place. He's outside top 10 now.
Oh! Tidge middle of the road, back across from Tigosaurus. Can Raikkonen get the cutback? No! All this is helping Alco massively now. It's near 3-second lead. Tidge again, look at Tidge's ERS at the moment. Really struggling. And he's not saving as much as he should. He's trying to stay ahead of Raikkonen here.
Overcome Orphan's lost so much time behind the AI of Flaming, and now his AI is battling with the Kraken. They're struggling to get past his AI.
Scotsman in. Last one on the soft tyres. Easton saying well done, Rundle, probably for that frontline speed attempt. So Scotsman on hard tyres, where is he going to come out? Is he ahead of Primus? Close of him, very close.
Just about.
As you know, not close at all, about a couple of seconds. Scotsman ahead. They shouldn't need a pit again, do you think? 18 laps on hards?
Oh, they're definitely 18 laps on the mediums is fine as well, so yeah, definitely.
No, so they had that luxury. Timonique up to 5th in the Toro Rosso, good stuff from him.
Oh.
What?
Yes, right
now because of...
Sorry.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
This battle between Raikkonen and Tidge is just letting Alco just gradually pull that gap out so he can relax a little bit. And he's not going to relax, he's going to try and extend it a little bit more.
Because of that first lap incident for Quaker and the pit stop, he's 42 seconds behind the lead, so after the pit stop he's probably about 18 seconds maybe, or 16 seconds behind. It's costing him a hell of a lot of time.
Alonso's just got past Orphan for 10th, it's now in the points. Kraken's got to go another 27... Oh, my maths. 17 laps. That would make it 24 laps on hard tyres.
Another penalty for Quaker, third of the race.
24 laps on hard tyres, possible?
Yeah, they'll be shot, but I think for pace, but chance to make it. As Overcome just gets quite Quaker wise, quite smart of him.
Yeah. So Scotsman is the highest of those that has pitted and is now closing in on Steve. Sixth is yet to pit. Now that's the all the effort I'm giving you, Verstappen, on the frontline speed. I'm giving any more.
Oh,
Flaming's back.
Good.
He's 14th though, way behind.
Yeah.
Way behind, so much. It's a Scotsman now. Lovely helicopter cam is now right behind Steve, who's getting to the end of this tyre life. So, Scotsman will be looking to get past Steve very quickly. Lovely, lovely view from here. Keeping the track limits. You can see Scotsman getting closer and closer to those fresh tyres, even if they are a compound higher. You're looking to have a go. Up to turn 1. Already looking. Like, I want to get past you. Here we go. Inside into turn 1. And, yep.
Drop down.
Alonso pits on our two-stop strategy by the looks of it. He's gone onto hard tyres just so it could be safe to the end. So, another thing I'm seeing as well, Bamba, is Junior may not be catching the leader because Alco's absolutely in comfort zone right now. He's a 5-second lead over Tidge now. And Junius may not be catching the leader, but he's catching these two. He still has a shout of the podium.
Yeah, it's just like Mexico last week, where Alpha Sainz is taking on road and Quaker roads, but Raikkonen and Hitch still in the same spot, and Junior with the comeback. So it seems like Junior fits the role of a comeback artist, and as Duty gets past Orphan.
Yeah, Orphan just
Tires look
needs to
ball,
go
to
through
be
it.
honest.
Again, no Raikkonen. He has to beat Tigosaurus.
Yeah.
So he's going to have to pass him at some point. Can't just sit here. Come on, take him by the scruff of the neck. Come on, in battle. Scotsman fastest lap. 37.777. Yay, Scotsman. Good lap. Can't hit that lap again if you tried. He's now on the back of Timonique. So Timonique casually going about his business, trying to make a one-stop work. So far so good at the moment, but he's going to have Scotsman all over the back of him very shortly.
Oh, Timonique goes very wide. Let's see the second time turn.
Right, and again, not close enough. Tidge, and again, Tidge is not saving ERS. Still, he's not running out of it, which is good, but if Raikkonen gets by, he can't retaliate.
Scott's
really trying to make this.
Yeah, he got the move ball before the corner. Really easy.
There he goes. Oh, Alonso gone. Middle sector. Where is that? Oh god, flaming.
Flaming, yeah.
Where was that? 'Cause I didn't see Alonso's car.
Which sector? Sector 1. I think he's just at the exit. Yeah, I don't know where it is.
This is now a big problem for Tidge and Raikkonen. Timohu has not joined back. His AI car still going around that. So
oh no!
Oh, he already cut right in front of Raikkonen. Oh no!
The time lock. And Raikkonen's got a penalty as well. Contact.
And he's tapped him. Oh, this is horrible. Oh. And wing damage as well. That has cost Raikkonen horribly.
That's
That's
horrible.
the worst thing.
Yeah, that is. He's lost 3 seconds and he's gained a penalty.
Oh. And wing damage.
I mean, now that is the worst for a second.
He will be.
Of his life.
He will be frustrated like anything right now there. And there's nothing Timmer can do.
No, it's not his fault. It's just, it just happens to be. disconnection problem. The AI doesn't ghost.
Will they ghost if they're a lap down? But they don't ghost if...
Yeah, just because ghosting isn't on. So, ghosting has to be on
that's
for
why.
them to ghost, yeah.
That's why.
That's cost right massively because Junior's now within 4 seconds of him when he was 6 behind.
Cost him a chance of potentially overtaking Tidge. He's now probably going to cope with this damage all the way to his pit stop. Or does he pit
just gives
now?
a break to Tidge. Yeah, Tidge pits into the pit. Tidge goes.
Oh. Is that an early stop? Won't be under softs, would it?
Yeah, it's quite early actually. Like, he'd have to do 14 laps on the softs then.
Oh,
But
he
he's
stops.
hard.
Wow.
On the softs, is it? No, hard, yeah.
Conservative.
That is...
Very conservative.
Strange.
That's gonna... He stays ahead of Scotsman. Yeah, by
I
a
think
bit.
he's just going for the second place once of the podium to secure it, and I think he's going to fight for the win at all. So he just wants to get the undercut, get some clean air so he can manage, especially with his low ERS that he has.
Very clever, actually. Very clever.
At the end of the day, he doesn't need a
says-
win. He just needs to finish ahead of Primus, doesn't he? And McCracken.
Well, his closest rival's McCracken, and he's
9th.
currently 5, 8, 9, about 14 seconds ahead of his teammate. So, and his teammate is going to be struggling towards the end of those hard tyres. So, still, Alco's gaining on him. If Alco wins this race, and Alco's in a very good position to do so. Flaming's out.
Flaming's out. That might be a line, is it?
Yeah, so Rebster, who has to overtake Timmer for 14th, is now even struggling behind him.
Oh. Did you see? Yeah, Rebster getting a bit out of shape after that.
Yeah. Struggling with that Jackson Zone Junior. Time penalty. Alco is in the pits for
Contact!
hard
Oh,
tyres.
wing damage. Wing damage for Rebster. Again! Oh, again, he's running to the back of Timmer.
Because it's the braking.
AI
Because there's certain level.
Is...
It's a certain level of AI.
Yeah, definitely.
It just breaks so much earlier.
And look at that, it's just
it is
moved
still
over on him.
defending. It's horrible.
That's the problem with ghosting off. It's just basically a mobile chicane. Can't get past it.
I can't get by.
Dominique being overtaken by Primus in turn 1. Easy move for
Oh, look at
Primus.
this. Junior's now in the back of Raikkonen. Raikkonen is so struggling with this damage. Flaming's left. Flash set to 1 and 2. It's Rebster. Yeah, he's good. Junior sails.
That is
past
crazy. Alco's only 4 seconds behind the lead after pitting, and the top 2 haven't.
Pidgesaurus still having a problem with VRS. Oh, brakes! No brakes.
Oh no.
Wait, is that wind damage? He does.
Oh, he does, yeah, what happened? It might be Timmer.
Has he been caught? Has he been caught up behind Timmer?
I
Timmer's
don't know.
car is causing wrecks. Oh, now, goodness me.
Or maybe
He
Scotsman.
can't turn the car. He can't turn
Scotsman's
the
right
car.
behind them. Oh no. I think it might have been
Scotsman
Scotsman's
goes back. He has to
trying to
pit.
overtake them.
He
Yeah.
has to pit Tidge. This is huge for the title race.
This is a
And he's gonna
clockwise
calm it, he's
circuit,
gonna-
so... Yeah. Oh, no, it's anti-clockwise, sorry, yeah, so... Right side, yeah, probably affects you a
Is
lot
that going to
more.
drop him? Is that going to drop him behind?
What's he going to go on to?
Behind Primus, behind Timonique, Softs. I think
Mediums.
Softs go to the end.
I don't know, this has dropped him outside the points, definitely.
Drops it behind his teammate.
That is... A safe call has now turned into a
Jesus
risky...
Christ.
That is terrible for Tage. Honestly, I think maybe he might have had contact with Scotsman overtaken, or... Because it looked like Tim was quite far ahead, actually, at that point. And Scotsman's right behind Timmer right now, so...
And he's just got himself another time penalty as he comes out the pits.
Here goes Alco's Saint on Raikkonen.
Oh!
Oh! That was rich.
Goodness me.
It was very tentative and then he just went for it around the outside.
Alco wants to win this race, I think. Right. Goodness me.
Well,
Wow.
I think that's just promoted Junior into a podium position.
I'm not saying anything yet. You got the mobile chicane of Timmer.
Yeah, that's true, yeah. Battering ram.
Timmer, where are you?
Maybe some drivers are hiring them.
Let's see. Alco fastest after the race. He's just on it. I can't call it yet. I can't say that. I can't even say that Alco's in the best position now. He's 12 seconds ahead of his nearest rival who was pitted, a Scotsman, and he's on 6 lap fresher tyres. It's to lose, really. I mean, even if he comes up behind him, he doesn't need a rush.
Yeah, he can just take his time. He's got big pit stop in hand here. So, and Junior probably pitting this lap to be honest, going to the soft to be really quick, might get fast lap, but so might Raikkonen. The field is quite spread out at this point. No driver within 1 second of a car ahead or behind. So,
Tigisaurus is not out of solid points because he's only he's 1.6 and catching Dude Eagle like anything. Plus, then ahead of him, he's got his teammate McCracken and Quaker, both on tyres that are going to be shot. Then he has Steve and Timonique, who is within a pit stop that will pit. So it's not. Ooh.
He's got 6 seconds of
Bad
penalties,
news.
and Dude Eagle doesn't, and then McCracken has 1. What happened?
There's that too. He's still not saving ERS. Ever since the first few laps, it's been down on here, but behind Dude Eagle. Junior pits. And Raikkonen pits as well. Yellow flag sector 3. What's
Junior
going on here?
pits.
Timonique. No!
Raikkonen pits.
Timonique.
What happened? Oh no!
Timonique spun it.
That's just going to hand
looking
positions
strong.
to McCracken. Oh.
Yeah.
Or is it? Yeah, it is.
Oh, right on the outside, McCracken. Hello. Sauce for Junior and Raikkonen. Timonique's in. The engineer can't keep up. Right. Dinosaurus fastest. What's going on? What's going on with these stops? Right, so Junior's into 3rd. So Junior is now in a podium no matter what. And he can now try and catch. Wait, he's not far behind Scotsman actually. On 2 compound better tyres. So 2nd again for Junior is a possibility. And Raikkonen there. So McCracken's on 16 lap old.
Sorry, my mic did
McCracken's
it.
on yeah. So McCracken. Oh, and Raikkonen's going to have a go at Quaker Oats. Up on the inside. He'd have the better tyres. He's got way better tyres. He hasn't even done a lap on softs. Quaker Oats is on 17 lap hard tyres. So Raikkonen's on the 5th. He can now chase after Primus, but he's got 10 seconds to catch him. Right, so where we are.
So yeah, so Junior jumps Raikkonen.
Despite everything, Tidge is not out of 6th place.
Yeah, true actually.
He's not that far behind.
Just want to check. Tidge 2 penalties. Quaker Oats has 2 penalties as well. McCracken only has 1. That's just that lap, so. Tim's AI is slowing down.
Yeah. Isn't it amazing how much momentum can change?
Definitely, like
Both Alphas, 4th and 5th, with Red Bulls not scoring last week. Now this week, Red Bull are 1st and 4th, with Alphas 7th and 8th.
Even the McLarens were second and fourth at the start, and now look, fifth in the DNF. So it's just switched massively.
Yeah,
Oh,
I wonder
Junior.
what McCracken's going to do here.
Wow, Junior just blew past Scotsman, not even halfway down the straight. So P2 it is for Junior.
Surely this should be making candy from baby. Although Tijosaurus doesn't have much ERS, does McCracken? He has loads to defend. Yeah, Tidge cannot use it, but he's getting the slipstream of the DRS here. Is he going to go for a lunge? He is. Whoa.
Wow,
Decisive.
very deep. Whoa.
McCracken has nothing to defend, really. Nothing to retaliate. Just trying to get to the end.
That corner, that heavy braking zone after the straight relies on a lot of engine braking and grip for the tyres, so once one of them goes, it's really easy to spin it, and then obviously if you extend the braking zone, so with fresher tyres it just becomes so easy to overtake there. Throw it down the gears and have enough grip to make it.
Right, so there's two gaps I'm looking at now. Junior catching Alco and Raikkonen catching Primus.
We did say that Algo might have a nice right to the end, but depends on how quick Junior is on those softs, you know. I know Algo's on fresh hards, but Junior could really push now, and let's just see penalty was.
You know the driver I see Junior more like in real life.
Who?
A Red Bull Ricardo.
Yeah, I agree with that. Someone would agree with that.
Especially
like
the year. No, the year that Ricardo won the race win. Was it 2014? I think.
In Hungary.
Where?
Belgium.
Yeah, and Hungary and Belgium. Daniel Ricciardo back then won races that weren't normal.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
That's Junior. Doesn't do it easy, does he?
No, he doesn't. Like, he has the pace, and he could be fighting for wins. But the last 3 races, he's been last. He's been last for 3 races, and yet he still comes back to get a podium. And it sort of comes out of nowhere. Like he seems to be on the down, and then boom. You know, he's got a 5-second cushion to the car behind, and he's catching the car ahead really quickly. So
that's why I keep saying, if he has a clean race where nothing happens, like he has a good qualifying, he's near the front, there's no rain because he doesn't like rain, and there's nothing in the turn where he doesn't get involved in incidents, he can win races. But it's just, he always has to do a comeback drive. I know what it is. Trying to get driver of the day most of the times.
But I think if he finishes here in second, he scored the most points of any driver in last year's races. 3 consecutive podiums. It just depends on where Craig Groth finishes now. Because he's doing a great job.
He's trying to get
6 on 20.
He's trying to get driver of the day, isn't he?
Yeah.
That's all it is. He's trying to get driver of the day every week. Well, in terms of position gains, there's no one near him. It's 13 places gained, so it's a no-brainer. Although Alco has driven the perfect race tonight. Exactly what he needs.
And a solid comeback from Breaker as well to be sitting sixth. Like he was, I think he was 42 seconds off a couple of laps ago. The lead, and then after pit stops, like he's now obviously 32, but still it's a good comeback drive, you know.
Yeah, not bad, not bad. Tijosaurus is still catching him, 1.6 behind. We'll need to overtake. They're both in the same penalty range. Raikkonen is still catching Primus, and that is a possibility. Junior is catching Alco by about a second a lap, but it's not enough to catch. Can you check the penalties for top 2 actually, saying that?
Yeah, Junior has 6 and Alco has
Junior has 6?
sorry,
6 seconds.
Sorry. 6 seconds.
Yeah. And Alco has none.
He's got a 3-second penalty.
Okay, so yeah, he needs to get within 3, and I don't think he can do that.
No. But yeah, Junior sitting on the fast lap again. So that extra point coming in handy.
He passes his laps a lot, doesn't he, as well? Like, he's got fastest lap by a mile. 35.3, and the next quickest is
36.4. No, 36.3.
Raikkonen.
Yeah.
Yeah, from Raikkonen on the same.
Oh, actually,
no, Tim and Eek.
Oh yeah.
Tim and Eek 36.0. Pretty much same strategy. Oh, if only Tim and Eek got fastest lap.
But the mad thing is, Tidge is on his fast lap, yeah, is a 36.3, which, and that's on mediums.
Yeah.
So that's good as
at the pace really to keep it up, but he's not the luck today. I mean, I didn't see exactly what happened, whether it was Timmer's disconnect the car or not.
And don't forget about,
now is
well, I guess nothing might happen really with that contact on lap 1 between Fleming and Quaker, because in the end Fleming retired, so
yeah, probably something the stewards will still look at though.
Yeah.
Maybe a penalty for next race for Flaming, but not saying that he will.
Yeah,
but
yeah, definitely. I caught a bad angle. It was kind of head on, so I didn't really see much.
Yeah. I saw it from like what the camera gives you from the S's, where you can see the whole of the S's, and it looked to me optimistic. But Quaker looks to be a sitting duck for Tidge. But the problem with Tidge is he cannot stick it in overtake.
Yeah, look at his ERS. He's blind. He runs at the back.
Could be a glitch that I'm seeing, but I've never seen like when
Doesn't
you're in this situation.
No.
Yeah, when you're in this situation, you turn it down. Get it back. I still think it's a matter of time though, because Quaker Rose is on 22 laps. On medium, on hard, but you can see the dirty air. That's what the dirty air causes you. And another penalty. Now he has to overtake and gain 3 seconds. He's rattled. He's rattled Digisaurus.
Yeah, they're both on equal penalties, 9 seconds each, so this is for position.
Oh, I thought Quaker was on 6.
He would have been able to just sit behind them and cruise basically, but with that penalty there, it's cost him.
Now he has to overtake.
Yeah.
Well, which I still think he can. It's just, for me, he just needs to put it down into none, save the RS, and then go the next lap. But you can see Quaker struggling. This is the chance for Tidge. Is he going to lunge it at the next corner?
Honestly, I think you might be right.
He's going for it. He's going for it. They're going to be side by side.
Quaker on the rumble strips on the outside of that corner won't help his straight line speed into here, but
yeah, but Quaker stuck it in a hot lap. See, he has the RS to defend. Can he maybe go for the cutback? No, he just he don't have the grip though.
Yeah.
Has the RS, we don't have the grip. Right, so Tidge moves into 6th place for that. Scotsman's got a fair few penalties actually. Can you check the rest?
Yeah.
Because I'm sure Scotsman's got a few.
Oh my god. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, 12 seconds worth of penalties for Scotsman. Primus is sitting on 6 seconds after.
So yeah, Primus is on for 3rd.
Sitting on 1.
Oh.
So
actually no, Raikkonen's on for 3rd.
Yeah, so Raikkonen, yeah, Raikkonen's
he's on
soft,
and he's catching.
Oh, Primus is gone! Primus is gone.
Oh!
He's lost it. That was well saved, but
just kept it.
Quaker
Quaker another one.
Oh, that's gonna. Oh, it doesn't matter because Tidge is ahead of him.
He's behind Tidge, yeah. Right, so Primus, and so that's taken Primus out of taken out of 4th, but Raikkonen...
I think
Raikkonen's got...
I think it's basically, it is Raikkonen's podium after the Timma incident where he got held up, lost his head, and got a penalty, and as well as that he got the wing damage, so...
Yeah, so Scotsman's got enough penalties, so Raikkonen's got 3rd. Primus will stay 5th. I think Scotsman at the moment has 4th.
That won't help.
Junior gets another one, but I think he's alright. For 2nd. Tidge. How many penalties McCracken's got? Thinking about that.
1. After the last time I checked. Yeah, 1.
Yeah, check that. So he is... Waker's got 4, you say, now?
Yeah, 4 penalties.
That would be 4, so McCracken will get 7th. Is he enough behind...
Tidge
7 seconds behind Tidge.
9.
So that's 6 seconds. He's just outside of overtaking Tigesaurus. Like half a second. He's on 24 lap hard tyres, that's the problem. You can see they're struggling, they're both struggling now. The question is, would Quaker and McCracken get punches potentially, because we're in that bracket now.
Yeah, true, and look at Primus, he is struggling on those tires. Like Raikkonen's just taken 3 seconds out of him in that last lap. This time last lap he was like almost backwards, but
even Tigesaurus is catching him.
Yeah, even Tidge, yeah. Actually, that's a good show. Yeah, no, Tidge won't get him more penalties.
I was thinking at this point, would McCracken overtake Tidge on penalties for the 2nd week in a row and close that gap even more?
So
one thing's for certain, because one thing's for certain for McCracken in terms of his title aspirations, despite having a race to or an evening to forget, he hasn't lost out much.
Not like
he's only lost out on a few points.
Yeah, 4 points isn't a lot. Especially when Tidge was looking set for 2nd, and he was down in like 7th or 8th or something. So it's definitely it's not a huge gain in Tidge's favour, but still every little points matter towards Tidge, whereas McCracken needs a big haul of points over his teammate.
Remember, this could have been so much different, because without that, whatever, I assume it was Timmer's car, but whatever Tidge got caught up in, he was nailed down for 3rd. Actually, same as last week, he was nailed down for 3rd until his tyres or something just came away.
I'd honestly like to see what happened to him, because it was very strange. He just was missing a wing and then had to pit.
We're on board of Alco now. He has driven the perfect race. This is exactly what he needs for himself and for Red Bull. He takes the final corner and wins the American Grand Prix. Very, very nice drive. Patient in the first stint. Junior.
Ahead of Junior.
Timmer's car, yeah. Junior up 13 places. He's going to take home 2nd yet again. He will win a race.
Yeah.
He will. Honestly. Scotsman is going to take home 3rd initially, but Raikkonen, I think he's going to get 3rd on pens.
Yeah.
He does. Yay. So Scotsman drops to 4th, unfortunately. Still good drive from Scotsman, no. Primus 5th, Tigesaurus 6th, Quaker 7th, McCracken, does he nick? No, he didn't, because he dropped well up.
Oh, 7th, so 2 points in
Quaker. He takes Quaker, but he finishes behind Tidge. Only a place though. Dude Eagle 9th. Steve. Is Steve going to pick up a point? Or Mercedes? Or is Timonique going to get it?
Yeah,
Timonique gets it. Oh dear. An orphan sticking around as always is going to get home 12th. With the unfortunate Tinner, you got to be unfortunate for Timmer as well, because he qualified well up there.
Yeah, just that spin. on the exit of the double left-hander before the quadruple right. That just cost him a lot of points, but yeah, well done to Junior. Great race from him. Come back and well led from Alco from 4th on the grid up or 5th. Well done.
Right, so Alco going into this race was 55 points behind Tigosaurus. With him winning, Tig was 6th, wasn't he?
Yeah, 6th.
So that's 17 points gained on Tigosaurus. So he's still behind Tig going into Brazil. Still requires him to beat Tig in this manner again, but does it one more time, he's now in it. Can use it.
So 23 points for Haas compared to 15 for McLaren and 2 for Renault. So they're definitely gaining. 12
most importantly, constructors as well. Red Bull 35 points compared to Alpha's
14.
8 plus 6, 14. Yeah, big. That's still on. That is still on. Amazing. Well, there goes your top 10. Alco, Junior, Raikkonen, Scotsman, Primus, Tigosaurus, McCracken, Quaker Oats, Dude Eagle, Timonique. Your top 10. Everyone had penalties.
Yeah.
Apart from Orphan, I think Orphan didn't have any.
Well, if there was going to be one driver who didn't, it was him.
Oh. Right, so Raikkonen. Game attack, invite to party. Junior, would you please? They just want to have a quiet, clean race where nothing happens. Oh. Then he just makes this meteoric drive through the field. And then makes a noise like a horse. Where's Alco? There's
Hello?
Alco. Yes, I was talking about you.
Was you?
Yeah. Driver of the day candidate again.
Oh, really? I'm so annoyed, man.
Right, where's Alco? Need Alco. There we go.
Here he is.
There we go. Alco, 3rd win. Sweet. Right, include your audio. You've all been here before, so you all should know, but please do, so we can hear your thoughts after that race. How should we do this? You do 3rd, Bamber, I do 2nd, you do 1st?
Yeah, okay.
Sweet. Alright, 3rd place, Mr. Raikkonen. So, big race for yourself tonight. I said obviously all those title protagonists that were a little bit behind Tig, obviously was still in the fight, but needed a big result against Tigosaurus to try and catch them in these remaining races. You did that tonight. Had to patiently go for it against Tigosaurus because it looked to me you had the pace over him towards the end of that first stint. Alco obviously maybe a little bit too quick tonight, but for yourself, another podium for yourself. You keep yourself in the title fight. If you're there, I can earn.
Hello, Raikkonen.
A response would be helpful.
Have your mic on mute.
Jeez.
AJ.
See, this is how this normally works. It's like I ask the question and people respond. I know you're named after Raikkonen and you have a a good
Persona.
impression of him, but I need at least a word. I he's left the party. Maybe he's had
He just
problems.
left.
Maybe he's had problems. Can you invite him back, please?
Yeah.
Oh no, I can do that. Never mind.
Alright.
I got him. I got him.
Hello?
Can you respond? Are you alive? I can in.
Hello.
Hello? There we go.
Yay!
Sorry, my mic
Include
just
your
went on
audio.
a little bit of a fritz. It wouldn't respond
your
to
audio.
the Xbox. You what?
Include your audio. Include your
have.
audio. Tick
I
box.
have.
Thank
I
you.
have.
Thank you. Okay.
Okay, okay.
I have.
Just shut up and leave me alone. I
Amazing
know what I'm
commentary.
doing.
Amazing commentary.
Right. So as I don't know if you heard what I said. Did you
Yes.
hear what I said?
Yeah, I did. It was
Yeah.
a really good race. That first stint was absolutely epic, like you say. I did have the pace over Tidge. I was quite well on his gearbox. Unfortunately, a certain AI car did get in the way and caused me a little bit of wing damage, which I wasn't happy about. But hey ho, it's racing. So yeah, as I was chasing Tidge, I thought initially I was going to do a medium hard strategy, but then my engineer came back to me, no, you can do medium soft. So switched strategy, stretched out the mediums, and then literally the second stint it was hunt down Primus like he was a target for, I don't know, £1 million.
I'm glad you think my teammate is worth $1 million. So I can't argue with that.
Well, you should know by now, Alco, me and Primus have a special relationship.
It's
He
very
denies it. He denies it. He will turn around and say that there's nothing going on or anything like that. But no, there is a special relationship between us.
20 quid. 20 quid is 20 quid, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but no, it was a really good race. I'm happy with the result. Initially, I thought it was going to be a P4 result, but then my engineer was telling me actually no, he's got like 12 seconds worth of time penalties, so you can actually pip me because I only had a 1 3-second time. I was like, yeah, okay, fair enough, and crossed the line P3. Happy days. And as you said, I got the big result that I needed over Tigosaurus to keep myself in the championship fight. Even though in the chat earlier on this afternoon, Michaels, you were very pessimistic.
Yeah. Well, I said obviously. I said about the constructors, not the other drivers.
Yeah, the constructors as well gone. You know, unfortunately,
Yeah, it's gone now.
I haven't had a consistent teammate all season. So who did I start with? Asire. Then I got Wadders, and then obviously
Barely turned up.
But yeah, exactly. And so unfortunately, well, Asire was rubbish pace compared to like myself and that lot, and done some crazy pit stops that I used to see and watch back on the stream. And yeah, and obviously the only one that really pushed me was Quakerettes when he reserved for a weekend, but I do believe now I've got RSF1 Flaming, who seems to have good quali pace.
Yes.
Yeah, that's
Maybe
unfortunate
to
for what happened for him. Sorry, go on.
Yeah, he disconnected.
Yeah, he
Yeah, I was
disconnected
gonna say.
from the session, I think, and then obviously his AR car just lost him so many positions, and then he just had to fight back as hard as he could. So, yeah, I think if he's going to continue being my teammate, I hope that he kind of helps me do a bit of a Schumacher Barrichello scenario.
So in terms of the driver's title, I believe if my maths are correct, you move in within 40 points, so it's still, I think, maybe about mid-30s behind Tigosaurus at this point. Obviously, you've got 3 races to go now, so 75 still available, so still very much doable, especially in the fact you've got Monaco left as the finale. So very much there. In terms of the constructors, I think your only test is to now hold on to third, especially with the resurgent Haas team, and obviously got Renault Racing Point. What?
Haas.
Haas team, sorry. The Resurgent Haas team. And obviously you've got Williams and Renault, Racing Point all there, but Haas might be one to watch potentially, especially when you got Junior in the form that he's in, as well as Quaker Oats, if he doesn't have a race like today. So
yeah, they're going to be
I
a
guess
force to be
that's
reckoned
your
with,
test
them two
now.
drivers. They're going to be a force to be reckoned with. So, like you say, if I can get Patronus to do some good. No, it's Patronus. No, Flaming.
Patronus is my teammate.
Yeah, if I can get Flaming to be consistent with the races, and if we could just score some solid points, that will like seal our third place in the Constructors' Championship. But no, I won't be happy if a Resurgent Williams takes over us. I don't like Williams.
Anyway, congratulations on your podium. Where are my
Thank you.
stats? Where are my stats? Give me my stats. Where are they?
Just rough it with paper.
Podium Rankinen. That
Fifth or
is
sixth?
your 6th podium. 6th podium. So
Congrats.
on that. Right, I've just realised I did originally say to you, Bamba, you do 3rd and 1st, and I do 2nd. But you can do 2nd and 1st. You can do 2nd and 1st now. So
You can do first if you want.
no, I'll let you do the top 2.
Alright.
Sorry.
Alright, thanks.
I'll hand you over to Bamba.
Alright, so Junior, once again,
Hello, mate.
obviously I've commentated 3 weeks in a row now, and all 3 weeks you've been 2nd.
Oh,
You've scored,
No.
and every one of the races have been just like comeback drives, and I think this one is your best. 15th to 2nd, and for the 3rd week in a row you've got fast lap. Now, in terms of points, you're the 2nd top scorer in the last 3 races with 57, and the only one to beat is Quaker Oats with 58. And he's won 2 races,
Fair
so
play. Haas,
got
baby, Haas.
you've got mad consistency in terms of results, but it seems like if it's not quality, because you've got a pole position, you start 15th, you've dropped into last before, but you've always just managed to come back to 2nd to a podium. So like, you must be getting annoyed at 2nd place right now.
I'm frustrated because this was probably my best chance of winning a race this week, and I completely ballsed it up on quality. I was just, I got on quite late this evening, and was just having a few laps. Pace felt quite good on the hards in Q1, and then I went out on Q2 on the mediums, and then I went to go in the pits towards the end of the session, completely misjudged the pit entry and went straight over. I had to cross the line, and I ran out of time, so I couldn't get back in. I had no fuel, so yeah, that was my quality absolutely destroyed. So out of a potential 16 on the grid, I started 15th. Yeah, always the bridesmaid for the bridesmaid, unfortunately.
Always the bridesmaid, but never the bride.
Yeah, that's the way it's going.
It is,
like I
though.
say-
It is. You're going to be the bride eventually.
I think that was probably my best chance, though, of getting a race win for the season. I really did. I said
Still got
last
3
week, I
left.
think. Yeah, but I'm not the best at Brazil. Abu Dhabi's not one of my favourites, and then Monaco's anyone's track,
Monaco.
really. So yeah, if you as long as you qualify good in
first at
Monaco,
P1.
you're right. But yeah, I mean, I'm annoyed at the end result, but I'm not disappointed in my race, if that makes any sense at all.
Yeah. But
But
back
Alco
to
had
qualifying.
mad pace on those hards as well.
Yeah, definitely. Kind of the gap stabilised the last like 5 laps, I'd say.
Yeah.
Around 11 seconds. But back to qualifying, during Q2, it seemed like when everyone went onto the mediums, they were struggling to heat them up and ended up invalidating. I think yourself, Alco, Primus, and Tage, maybe they've invalidated 3 runs in a row, which obviously is going to ruin your tyres. So that's probably why you didn't get enough time to do qualifying. But again, your drives have been just amazing. You know, you've gotten overtakes done really quickly and cleanly, and you stayed out of trouble when others are crashing and stuff. And it's just a matter of time before you get your win that you deserve.
Cheers, man. Thank you.
So well done on that.
Cheers.
And then on to first place. I'll go. Well done.
Fucking cannot believe it, honestly. Like, madness. It really is. It's I don't know where the pace came from. I definitely did not pay anyone to sit beside me right there and do it themselves. I don't know where it came from. I am confident around USA. Like, I knew that anyway. Yeah, but it was just a mad race, and unfortunate on Primus' sides. I don't know really what happened. Like, we had this big quali IQ of always giving each other the slipstream on the back straight, or if we balls that up, then we do like the whole track slipstream kind of thing. It works out in Q1, Q2, but Q3 we kind of for some reason it just didn't work out. I kept invalidating, which annoyed me. It was either in the S section or the last sector corner because of the sun. But overall, it was an amazing race. The one particular part, what I loved about the race is when I did when I tricked Raikkonen and went on the outside and overtook him. Yeah, I don't know if you got that on stream, but that was amazing.
That was a good little dummy there.
It was a little good. I was actually afraid of not braking in time.
Was that as you come out of the pits and like you're on your fresh tyres?
Yeah, on the straight. When I think it was straight away. I think.
Unfortunately, I couldn't really fight you that much because I was suffering from wing damage.
Yeah, because I did know that. Obviously, you stuck out with Junior. And me and Primus was like, "What? Why have they not pitted yet?" And we realised, oh wait a minute, they can go onto softs. Because I was contemplating about it, but I'm glad that I didn't go onto the softs because I feel where I came out on my pit stop when I pitted for hards, I wouldn't be in a good position if I pitted for the softs. I just felt like it would have just gone wrong, so I stuck to the normal pit stop. I'm confident in Brazil, so watch out there. Okay in Abu, and then I'm fucking like I keep swearing, I don't mean to. For Monaco, I would like to say God, but I don't know if I am. When we did Monaco, when we should have done Monaco, I was top of the board in Q1, Q2, Q3. So I hope that drive-in can go into Monaco again at the end of the season. And I don't know where am I on the timetable? Anyone? Whoever has it? And how many podiums?
In where?
I don't know. Like in the timetable? Not timetable.
You mean the point?
What I mean. The point table.
The title.
You know what I'm on about, boys.
The timetable. Are we at school? Can I just check the timetable?
I'm on the 6 times table, so Alco must be on the 7.
I don't know if I'm
let me
fourth,
just do this. So
fifth, or
McCracken got 7.
Yeah, 6 points.
6 points. So, ooh, okay, interesting. Right, so my maths are correct. Tidge is on 205. McCracken 183, Primus 174, Raikkonen 170, Alco 167.
See, I knew that I was behind Raikkonen because I crashed out in Germany, missed last week's race, so I knew from that I would be behind Raikkonen and prayed that no one else overtook me. And I believe this is
so what this race?
Is it my fourth podium or third?
That's what you wanted to know.
I wanted to know what
you've had
what
5 podiums before this. It's 6 now.
6 and 3, 2 race wins, 3.
6 podiums, 3 wins.
3 wins.
Although those podiums include wins.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
That's how my stats work.
That's how your stats work. I love it. So yeah,
that's how my stats work.
I'm very excited for Brazil and Monaco. I'm steady.
I'll see you at Monaco.
It's not my best track. It's the longest one. So.
I am raving for Brazil.
Brazil. I can't wait for Brazil. I know for a full fact.
I love
like
Brazil.
Last season, I won in Brazil because I timed the wets, the wet pit stop right. If you remember that, Mr. Streamer, not Bomber, the other one, Michaels. Yes, I swear he changed his name. I don't know if he did.
Randall.
Thank you very much. I don't know if you remember that, but you was there streaming that, and that was
What was this?
probably my last season Brazil.
AL
when
last
I
season.
timed the pit stop right with the wets and won the race.
Oh yeah, I think so. I think so.
Yeah, no, so I'm very excited for Brazil and Monaco. Definitely. I've covered everything, I think.
Yeah, I
Unless
think
you
you
wanna
just
ask me?
answered all my questions that I had.
Trust me, I can
Just
talk
doing
for
them
everything, so I can carry on if you want me to.
I'm just doing constructors now. So 14.
I
for-
believe Red Bull, the Malibu twins, out of it, I believe, aren't we? For the constructors?
No.
still in.
No
Are we not?
way more.
way.
You're still way within the
You were
fight.
still in it before tonight, and you just closed it up to 47 points.
Amazing. Because Prime seemed to
doable.
think that we was out of the constructors, but
No.
in for the championship.
Well, because obviously you only scored 9th
Right.
in Japan, and obviously you didn't race in Mexico, you
Yeah.
were on the back foot, but you
Uh-huh.
weren't out of it, and you've just closed,
And-
as I said, 47 points now.
Yeah, that's amazing. Right, that's perfect. The Malibu brothers are bringing it back. Watch out.
Very possible. Yeah, is that all from you, Bamba?
Yeah, that's it. That's basically answered all the questions now.
Cool. So, right. So yeah, there you go. So Alka, you are 38 points behind Tidge. Raikkonen 35. Primus is still 31.
Could I add
And
something? With the like Junior said about my pace. I don't know if you saw, but the last lap I thought I'll try and go for the fastest lap. Didn't realise that Junior did like a 132 or 133.7. I actually managed to do a 138 flat, so that was good for the but obviously that was my last lap. I was on 14 old hards, so I was very proud of that. And my tyre wear management is on point. I love it. I love how much I can manage my tyre wear, because my mediums were only on 40, and my hards at the end of it was probably, I don't know about my hards, but my mediums when I pitted was only on 40% on the back, like in the 40s. So
yeah. Anyway, we need to finish this up.
That's fine. It's
Yeah,
fine.
let's finish this up.
Oh, sorry, I thought you said lap. Go on.
Of course,
Sorry.
let's go. We're down to one viewer. That's why I think they've all gone. They've all gone.
They don't want to hear me speak. I'm bored. I've made them bored.
I'm curious who the one viewer is actually. Anyway,
Primus.
Yeah, probably Primus. Right. Yeah. Thank you once again to the top three. Raikkonen in third for the McLaren team, second for Junior and Driver of the Day, and the winner, Alka Saints in Zero Pool, all doing themselves very nicely for the title in both drivers and constructors there. So very, very nice, and yet another entertaining race. Maybe not as dramatic as, say, Mexico or Japan, Bamba, but had its stories. Yet again, Tidge, through luck and anything else, couldn't have a controlled race, and again his gap has been closed. So, and we still have 3 races left. Brazil, Abu Dhabi and Monaco, of course. Still there, still going strong.
How does it
Can
feel?
I just
to
say
be the
before
end-
you end the stream, guys? Can I just say big shout out to Timmer? I know a lot of people saw Timmer driving around as a disconnected car tonight, but he had a fire in the living room, and the fire brigade left about 10 minutes ago. So just big shout out to him and his family, make sure they're all good.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn.
Oh jeez. I hope he's alright. Oh god.
He's fine. If he's talking in Discord now, he's fine. Fire brigade is just now on their way out, so I think everyone's fine. There's been no injuries or anything like that. So.
Yeah, it doesn't sound.
Jeez.
But that's, if anyone's wondering the reason why, then obviously totally acceptable that Timmer wasn't racing tonight. So
Jesus. And for him to leave like that, Jesus Christ.
absolutely,
Right.
yep,
Right. Thank goodness he's alright.
yep.
I was going to say something about Tim. No, I don't want to say it now. Oh.
Well, he had a great qualifying and a great start to the race, but it's unfortunate.
Yeah, such a shame.
Yeah, it is a shame for him because he's doing so well this season as well. So
Right. Anyway, yeah. So good thing is he's okay. So we will see him back, and we'll see everybody. We'll see everybody else back for our next round of the season, and that is here, Brazil, the Autodromo Jose Carlos Pache. I think I pronounced that right.
For the last time.
Yeah, the last ever time. Well, no, actually, because we've got another season on this game.
Season 2, of course, yes.
Yeah. Got one more race around here. So we can't say that yet. But yeah, Brazil is our next round in the calendar for F4. Rain possibly? Did my rain dance already? Did my rain and slash samba dance for that?
Well, if you really want me to start now, I can.
Yeah, for Raikkonen, that'd be good. But yeah, that's been the USA Grand Prix from F4. Yet another chapter in the story, yet another intriguing puzzle has been laid. We cannot still call it. There's still another 5 left, mathematically, and still very much in this title fight, so it's all going to go down to the wire.
How does it feel to be the commentator of the only championship that's still running?
Leave that until the end of the season. I will say my thank yous. Not yet. Not yet. Don't worry. Do not worry. I have a whole thing lined up for that, so do not
best thank us
worry.
for the entertainment that we've been bringing you.
Do not worry. And bringing Bamba as well. You've been his commentating debut, and you brought in 3 races that are just
really good.
The last 2. I mean, come on. But anyway, that's been the American Grand Prix for F4. We have one more race for the United States Grand Prix, and that is the F3 race tomorrow. Championship has already been set up by Hamilton, I believe. Yeah, he did win last year, didn't he?
He did. Yeah, well done to him.
Of course, yeah. So championship's all decided, but yet again, there's still pride on the line, very much so, in that tier. Plus, I believe constructors hasn't been won yet, so there's still that to be decided. Yeah, so join us from 8 o'clock tomorrow for that, as we bring you the action for that race. The first Brazilian Grand Prix will be this Sunday for the F2 Championship. And obviously remember the podcast will be on this Friday as well with our little competition. Saturday. Right, Saturday. Saturday for the podcast, sorry, at 8 o'clock with our little competition. More will be revealed on that night, so if you don't know it already. But yeah, from myself, RSF1 Brundle, and from Bamba Viking Bamba, once again, thank you for joining me.
Yeah, thanks very much. It was a great race.
Yep. And thank you for the top 3 as well, and everyone that watched. Good night and take care.